Well, welcome back to our video series on mechanic lien systems. In this video, I want to go over the first step of creating that system, which is to determine whether or not you're even entitled to a mechanic lien in the first place or whether you don't want to file a mechanic lien. Now, if you'll recall, in our last video, I mentioned that generally anyone who provides labor or materials to improve real property is not paid by the owner is entitled to a mechanic lien. Well, are there reasons why you wouldn't file a mechanic lien? Well, one of the main reasons is that your work may not be lienable. If you recall, I said to be entitled to a mechanic lien, you must improve the property. So what are some examples of work that may not be lienable? Well, let's take a restaurant, for example. Restaurant's kitchen catches on fire and it creates a lot of smoke damage, doesn't do a whole lot of physical damage. So the restaurant calls in a restoration company who comes in and wipes everything down, cleans the floors, cleans the equipment, doesn't really do a whole lot to improve the property, but cleans the property. Now, does that restoration company have lien rights? Well, there's a good argument that it does not have lien rights because it really didn't improve the property. The nature of the services were more janitorial than improving the property. So I think there's a good argument that the property wasn't improved and the restoration company would not be entitled to any lien rights for the work that it performed. So let me give you another example. What if you have an investment rental property and there's an unfortunate suicide within the property and the property owner calls a restoration company to come and restore the property to its original condition? Now, in that process, the restoration company has to tear out walls that it can't clean it properly, disinfect it, and it has to tear out certain walls in order to have someone come back and put it back in an acceptable condition. Would that restoration company have lien rights? Well, I think you could have an argument that that restoration company does have lien rights in that situation. Because not only did it provide janitorial services and disinfecting and cleaning up the scene, it also took out damaged materials so that new materials could go back in. And I think that you could argue that that was an improvement of real property and that person may have lien rights. Now, what if you have a material supplier who delivers materials to the property, but those materials aren't actually incorporated into the property? Well, again, you have to improve the property. And if you have materials on site, but they're not incorporated into the property, there's no improvement. So there can't be lien rights. Another example might be an architect. An architect draws plans for a new development or a new building, and those plans are never used to actually build the building. Does that architect have lien rights? I think the answer would be no, that architect doesn't, that you would have to actually use the plans to improve the property. So the evaluation in determining whether or not you should file a mechanic lien is always going to be, do my services and the materials that I provide to this job improve the property? That's the first thing. And the next video, we'll talk about other reasons why you may not want to file a mechanic lien.